Entonces, bueno, déjame presentarte muy rápidamente. Muchas gracias por venir.
Let me present you rapidly. We didn't have time before. I think
Minister of Women and Vulnerable Populations. She's a sociologist. She has produced this excellent article for Labour Outlook in the UK, plus a fantastic video. But also, you know, the work she's done in terms of organizing meetings, events, discussions, panels, so many. She's very, very busy defending democracy in Peru. Anaí, the floor is yours. Go ahead, please.
Sí. Bueno, buenos días, gracias por
Good
este
morning.
espacio.
Thank you for this
Efectivamente,
position.
es muy importante para nosotros tener unos
It's
espacios de
very
diálogo
important for ourselves
internacional
to have
y
this space
dar a conocer lo que está
to
viviendo
know, so
nuestro país.
people can know what's happening in our country.
Yo quería, bueno, Eliana
The previous speaker made some points.
Solamente te quería decir que cuando hables lento. Parece que el limeño es muy rápido. Así que si puedes hablar con más lentitud, porque el traductor tiene que seguir el ritmo y no es tan fácil. Pero adelante, tienes tiempo.
Muy bien, sí, ya leí el mensaje en el chat, así que
I saw that in the
voy
chat.
a hablar pausado.
I will speak more slowly.
A ver, yo
Let's see.
quería
I'd like to
posición que pueda situarnos en el momento
present a position that situation currently in Peru.
acertado. Y también creo que algunos
Also,
desafíos para la comunidad
some of the challenge that we have for the international community that is facing us in Peru. To start, there are 4 months Duarte has been in power. We could see something rapidly. People thought that she would fall rapidly. No. She has been coming to be overthrown by Pedro Castillo rapidly. We have to put ourselves in this context. 4 months where she's been in power. She's been conspiring against those who want elections. Those who lost the elections, they were fraudulent, according to them. It's a very delicate alliance between all the forces. We're trying to establish a coalition with other parts of the country. The armed forces, the police, etc., the cooperatives, all those involved in these protests. There is effectively, this is converted into a parliamentary regime. Also, we have seen, we had a very important mass popular movement over the last few months. Right after the inauguration, massive demonstration against the Congress and against Boularti. A very important popular demonstrations. The most important that we have seen in the last 50 years. And also the platform. Boularti closed the Congress and carried out repressive measures against the people. I'm not saying that before there were not demonstrations in Peru, but this is the most important over the last few years. The repression has been brutal. By bullets, all kinds of weapons used against the people. Thousands of people injured, thousands of people arrested, in prison, in different cities, localities of Peru. it says that the protesters have gone down. However, yes, it has. The current situation, therefore, is very complicated. But even though it's gone down, the popular section of society have not given up. So on the one hand, you have the offensive by the Congress, by the leadership, and whether this government, whether it's on economy, political, are not able to govern. What is the what about the Constituent Assembly? What do we want? Firstly, as a previous speaker said, objective of the Constituent Assembly, we need a political constitution of Peru that does not include the Fujimorista outlook that ruled the country before. The destitution of Pedro Castillo, and also an economic sense, that the people can that they are the ones who benefit from the new government there. The transition from that previous epoch, from Fujimori to now, what are we seeing now? To everyone, the repressive forces that she has been using against us, never seen before since Fujimori. Assassinations in different localities of Peru, very brutal way. They use a speech accusing people of being criminals. All the people who are demonstrating are so-called delinquents, etc. So she is talking that way because she's counting on the votes from those sections of society who believe that. What is she seeking to do? Not only did she use brutal force, also using legality through the Congress and the electoral law to remain in power. They have the majority in the Congress. And she feels, well, nothing will happen against us. She is looking for people, allies in the electoral process, to how are going to maneuver the situation for the next elections. This also means, how is the opposition? What is opposition now? Where do they stand? What we have is a juridical and a criminalization against the opposition. If there was elections tomorrow, many people will not participate because those are involved with Castillo. There is a current persecution against the opposition led by Pedro Castillo. They are operating. They are very active. Go this juridical case, this court case against the opposition, and repress, suppress, and using juridical ways as well. Finally, and then She has a majority in this Congress they are using. So in order to remain in power, the lack of support that they have, she cannot even leave the government's palace without being demonstrated against or attacked. They do not have capacity to rule. They cannot govern at this time. In addition, another fundamental question, the economic question. They have no program for the economic problems. There's political instability, economic instability. The economy, macroeconomy is in bad shape. Third element for their plans at this time, their own contradiction amongst themselves. There are also scandals of narco-traffickers. One minister is linked to narco-trafficker. There is a weakness amongst the ruling circles there. They just want the neoliberal economy. But finally, international. We have the support of Ecuador, not of Ecuador, another country. We do not have their support. Latin America. Ecuador and Uruguay have been against us and are being isolated. Just to give you an idea, this coalition, destabilizing coalition, how is the population responding to this situation? Are they going to once again come out and demonstrate? There's a very weak weakness in organizing capacity of the opposition. Based much of its government is obviously racist against the majority of the population. The Peruvian society was in fact very politicized and are demanding. This current demonstration cannot be compared to what took place several years ago, 50 years ago. There are different scenarios that can take place now. December and January, that were the most active in the epicenter of the country. Especially the communities, indigenous communities who protested. Thousands of truckers and others were demonstrating against the government. Here we are. But people are still joining the demonstrations. The police are still intervening in a brutal manner against those who are continuing to protest. This is the situation at this time. And outside of the capital, they're trying to regroup. the popular support, the different regions of the country, the opposition are taking different positions. There is no national leadership of the protests and the demonstration at this time. There is no national leadership. Also, there are different articulation in different regions of the country. And also there is not a very close link between these demonstrations and the union leadership. And the union leadership, same thing with the political parties on the left, is not offering leadership to the protests. There's no party at this time that could take the leadership and find a place in the political scenario. Yeah, it's important to understand at this time this current situation, the necessity for the national leadership lead this opposition. March 8th, there was, yes, the Ministry of Defense of Women in March 2000 was also responsible for the repression against the people. One of the methods of the protests against the possibility of the demonstration block the roads. And much of the Canadian government and Canadian money in Peru were supported the government against these protests. And everything is being militarized in order to block the demonstrations in Peru and protect Lima. Now, and everything, all important parts of the forces are being militarized. This is about. In addition, and also do not able to offer any alternative. For example, with regards to lithium in Peru. The lithium, controlled lithium, is the center of the protest as well. Some of the people have been assassinated in the border with Bolivia. That zone is very important. It's an illegitimate government. They do not have the faculty or the possibility. But now it is very dangerous what she is doing now. The objective that they have, it's important the Canadian civil society speak out against the violation of human rights in Peru. It's a government, it's illegitimate, that have a constituent assembly. She does not have any legitimacy at all. It should be raised in the United Nations. April 4th will be raised there. The democratic guarantees, the repression, Chávez repression. all of this mobilization. If we lose these elections, who's going to win? We are a very difficult situation. I hope that it's important that the civil society international, those who came from Canada to promote their involvement in Peru. There's so many conflicts. I would like to share this with you.
I'm Michael Hudson. I'm appearing here for the International Manifesto Group. If you like this video and want to like it, please subscribe. For more information, go to the address on the screen.